Alrighty, we're back with another live stream. We're doing these every weekday, at least Monday through Thursday, around this same time, 3 p.m. Eastern time, or thereabouts. If you're new to the stream, new to the channel, my name is Chase, 5-Day Crypto. I've been in crypto since 2017. I do this full time. I've been through the highest highs and the lowest lows that you could possibly imagine. And now I'm here to help you avoid all the pitfalls and just do the most good possible. Anti Moonboy. Just try to focus on the facts, right? Reality checks. So if you don't like what I have to say, it's probably for your own good. Also, side note, these little flags on the side here, they're color coded: green, red, and orange. You could probably guess what those mean. Green is a great looking chart fundamentally for the TA. Orange charts could look better, could look a little worse. Red charts are no bueno in any way, shape, or form, and you want to avoid those pretty much at all costs because they're slower movers and could very well remain the slowest movers of this cycle. So if you like money, which I assume you would if you're in crypto, and you want to gain the most, probably best to avoid the slowest ponies. So that's that. So we'll get it rolling here. We'll start off with Bitcoin, kind of give you a summary of that, and then we'll get to some requests. Keep this about an hour or so, and then we'll see on the next one. All right, so welcome in. Appreciate everyone joining. Bitcoin back to range highs at 71K. Still a little time for caution here, right? We don't know if this is it or we're going to go back down again. Maybe try to put in a higher low than our 67K, but that's going to be the pivot level for bulls and bears. If we go down there again, 67K must hold. Otherwise, we're going to turn bearish, likely for several weeks, not just a little bit. That would take out these lows, maybe start a new downtrend, and then we'd have to look at like the macro level, where we'd have to look at this as the low, which I think the lows are in here, right? I think 58K is the low, but then we'd look at like, okay, here's a higher low, and okay, so we come down here, and then we're looking for something probably higher than that, or at least higher than this. Right, so somewhere like that, if 67K is violated. Otherwise, that should act as support. That is support until further notice, until it closes below it. So we're leaning bullish here. We're at range highs. Again, even if we come up and like close at like 73K or just subtly above our all-time highs, that's still cautious, because you could do like one of these little fake outs and then see you later, right? And then we could go down again. Absolutely, we could do that. What would be more convincing to me is a Hulk breakout like this candle right here, like 8%, just rip it to like 75, 76K, right? Then that would likely lock out a lot of people, and then maybe it might just kind of continue on from there, right? Usually Bitcoin likes to do that when it goes on a move. It doesn't like to give that back, especially if you've been kind of waiting on the sidelines for lower prices, a la this move right here, right? How much it consolidates, and then like when it goes, like it generally goes pretty quick, and then you're just like, shit, right? So I think another move like that is coming if it's real. Otherwise, like these little head fakes or something like this guy back here, right, where it kind of briefly took out that high and then just kidding, right, then simmered off considerably, right? We don't want to see this little subtle higher high. I want to break it with authority like we did here, then not stick around for long. So that's just kind of my 2 cents on what I'm looking for if we are to see higher prices soon in the coming days or weeks. But still cautious here, because I mean, look at the facts here, right? Put on closing prices, we have like still lower highs here, so we're not out of the woods here by any means. I wouldn't be ultra bullish just yet. This is still our resistance zone, but we can paint this green, and that's definitely the last. I mean, once you're in price discovery, like all bets are off, right? Who knows? And I would like to see if we do break, like again to recap, like 75 or higher, then I'm a little bit more convinced that that's real. 73, 74, even like 74.5 is like still right on the line where I might not believe it. Another good sign you could look for, if you want to be convinced, is a massive green volume spike. So if we do like spike to 74, 75K, and you see a giant green volume spike, okay, that's probably legit, just like we did back here. Right? Look at this massive volume. The blue line down here, the thin blue line, is actually the average volume, right? So when you're well above average and you see a breakout like these, right? Great, it's a great sign. So that would be the other warning. If we like come up here and there's no volume, or it looks like this, watch out. Alrighty. What level of Chainlink would be a concern if we drop again? Good question. Go look at it. So Chainlink is right here. Aha. So we are dropping a little bit. Well, on the daily chart, we're not a big deal, right? We've painted this orange zone right here. So go out to the weekly. This is where it starts to be a little more concerning, right? Because look at all the range high resistance here. This should be range low support now. So $16 is where I would draw the line. If we see anything under 16, at least for closing prices on the daily, weekly, whatever, that would be the concern. And we could absolutely kind of get trapped under here again, right? Just like we did back here. That's what we don't want to do. So if we come down, we got to flip previous resistance to support and kind of hold here, and then we can maybe move up a little bit later, right? No concern if we go back down to 16 level. No big deal. Who cares? If we go under 16, that's a who cares. I care, right? It would be bad. I think we downgrade Chainlink from a A chart to a B chart again. That's why this is orange. Chainlink is an A chart, looking green. Our next target is to take out that high. $19 after that, right? 21 on the big fib scale, right? It's 21 on the monthly scale. It's like $21 where things can start to turn better. We have our previous kind of end of cycle highs around 34, and it also coincides to our 1618 this time. So 34 will likely be the next significant level higher for Chainlink to show some hesitation, quite possibly. Right, but to answer your question, it's 16. So we don't want to see anything under that for a closing price. We could wick down, like we just wicked down there, and we were well under it, not that long ago. So 16 is the level. Welcome in, everybody. It's Chase. It's Aaron. What's up? XRP to hit 200. There's a better chance of anything ever happening in the planet Earth that we've never seen before. There's a better chance of an alien coming to shake my hand than XRP going to 200. Welcome, everybody. All right, Tesla. Let's go look at Tesla. Got it up here somewhere. Orange chart for now. Zoom out to the weekly. We're already there. So we're underneath our zone here, where we can start to turn more bullish again. We could probably zoom out to the monthly. Right, the monthly chart for stocks isn't too bad. So the 100-month EMA test and test again back in April. We really got to get back above 200 to start to show some bullish signs. Under the 21 week, under the 200 week. So we're definitely leaning a little bit bearish here by definition, right? We just rejected off of the 200 week right here. That's not a good sign. Volume's declining, but price is also declining, so that's not bad. If volume and price are declining, that's a relatively bullish thing. Where would we buy? Well, depends on your outlook on how long, right? I think $178 is a great buy for 10 years from now. But I don't know if you're looking to hold that long. So I would go stick to the monthlies for buys. I'd say if we get back down to the 100, 150 area, right? At the 100 month, excuse me. $150 seems like a great position, right? It's 2022, January 2023, April 2024, all hold the line there. So if we go there again, I think that's for the long-term outlook. That would be, I don't care if it goes even a little lower. I mean, that's seemingly a good spot for me to buy. We do have the EMA 8 crossing the 50, which is not a great sign, but we could avoid that if we come back up a little bit, just around the 200 mark. That could be avoided. Let's go look at the weekly, see if that's crossed already. You can see the EMA 50 about to cross the 200 there. We never did that here, so we got some work to do if we're going to avoid that. The EMA death cross, so to speak, kind of on the horizon if we don't get to rallying. So ideally, we're going to need to hold this EMA 8 on the weekly and start climbing relatively quickly here. Let's take a look at some indicators and see if we have any. Well, we have our momentum. Stochastic's way up, so we have a chance there. And MACD is just now crossed up over the past couple of weeks, so that's a good sign as well. Maybe we got some momentum on our side. But I'd say if we go down further, wait for that 100-month, something around that area. But, I mean, if you would told someone a couple of years ago that we're buying at $400 that you could buy all you want at 178, I think they would have taken that. So it's all perspective on how long you're going to be holding, what you think Tesla's going to be doing in the future. Is this a good value? I think it is right here. So what happens if Tesla goes back above 200 by July 1st and then just keeps climbing again? You're going to wish you bought here, right? Or what if we go down and put in another lower low and kind of double bottom at the low 100 mark? So you just got to weigh the pros and cons. But I think for the most part, around this area, 150 level seems to be pretty good buy there. Good question. Good question, dude. So should we dollar cost average Tesla right now, 2.5 years, possibly 10 years? So let me look at the daily. Pretty sideways right now. I'd probably try to wait a little bit to see what we do here. Because we're kind of just treading water. We're either getting ready to move up higher, and in which case I think you really probably start to buy if we take out this candle, maybe this high. I think dollar cost average would be best probably if you can get back in this zone or above it. Because what's really the long-term difference between 180 to 200, right? Or you buy when as we're going down to the low part. Right, maybe we're going to put in a higher low here. So just my opinion on that. I mean, obviously dollar cost averaging here is okay. I think this is a great value for, 2 to 5 years, 10 years for sure. I think Tesla's going nowhere but up in the long term. There's a lot of stuff they're working on. That's, I'm a believer in Tesla. I think this is going to go places. So from you to me, I think, dollar cost average here would be a decent idea. But I don't know if Tesla's going to go back down a little bit more in the short term. It does look a little concerning, but usually your great buys are when it's down a little bit, and most people are kind of writing it off. That's usually the best buys. Binance Coin, BNB, when that was at $200, everyone wrote that off, said it was going to zero. Now it's like one of the best charts ever, right? So I kind of follow that sentiment over being in around the markets for 10 plus years. So yeah, I mean I like it here, but I wouldn't buy here and expect to be making 10 or 20% on your money over the next couple of weeks or months, right? You're buying here for a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 down the line, right? All right. Yeah, Fetch needs to wake back up. All the AI coins are just on the back burner here for a little bit. I think they'll wake up with a vengeance. So I wouldn't panic on Fetch, Ajax Ocean, ASI, Render. I think those will all wake back up pretty potently. Maybe some smelling salts involved. Anybody tried smelling salts? I want to. I haven't tried it yet. They look potent. You guessed it. Taking a wild guess, but XRP is about 50 cents. You got it. Anytime between now and the past 6 years, you could probably say that, and you're probably right on target. Yeah, I think XRP is forbidden from here for a while. At least get above 60 cents and do something. We can look at Near and Render, yeah. Near, well, let's go to Render since we're right here. All right, Render, one of my favorite charts. I mean, absolutely stellar. January 2023 to March of 2024, just a subtle 35 over 35x. Not bad. 3,500%, pretty strong. GameStop crossing 45, got my alert going off. Let's remove the volume, makes it a little bit confusing here. So Render, where could we possibly go? Next area of interest to our high side once we break all-time highs again. The 1618 on this short-term move here is just over $20. Then we have 50. Then the big move from our entries back in 2021 to our lows of the bear market, 65. I think our top will at least, I think Render will at least go somewhere between these 2618 and the 1618. If we're real lucky and everything falls Render's way, we could maybe see triple digits. 200 probably not. 423 is like, I mean, I guess if maybe Nvidia forms a super partnership and I don't know, like the perfect storm forms for Render, we could maybe get up there. But that would be perfect. I'm anticipating somewhere between like 50 to 70 for Render. Keep in mind it's already done 35x. Okay, so it's not just because you bought in at $8 or $5 or whatever doesn't mean like it's gonna 100x from that point. Like most people think, whenever they buy in, they're trying to 100x or 50x or whatever. Like, what has it already done, right? And also, like, how strong is the chart? This is one of the strongest charts in crypto since 2023 started. Coupled with Injective, I mean, Injective is the strongest. Like, go look at that. Go look at that chart from the start of the bull run. I mean, look at that. Look at that move. Over 4,000% from low to high. Impressive for that kind of market cap. It's beyond great. So yeah, that's put it in perspective. Like, what has your favorite coin done? As long as your favorite coin's not Matic, it maybe has a chance. Matic is negative on the year, right? Let's just put this in perspective for you. So we have Render and Injective averaging about 4,000% moves since the start of the bull run, and then you have Matic is up a whopping negative 2%. You can see the differences, right? This is why we're sorting these. Get out of the red coins, get into the green coins. The Ferraris and the Lambos are free. You can just get them, right? You can literally trade your 12-year-old Kia Matic chart for a SVJ Lambo Roadster Render chart. It's all you have to do is click a couple buttons, right? There's no upcharge. You don't have to pay the $1 million. All right, so what else? Render and Near. I think Near was on. Near's also a green chart, if I do believe. Here it is. Go look at Near. I mean, excellent chart. Like, how, Jesus. Like, yes, these are the charts you want. You know what you don't want? XRP and Matic. Anything in red. Get out of the red, right? And if you don't take my word for it, just go compare the charts yourself. It should be pretty easy, right? You can have your favorite kindergartner look at it, and you can tell which one's better. Put on a line chart. Which one goes higher? It's not rocket science here. Now we're looking pretty great here, right? Knocking at door, consolidating for after range highs, higher lows, holding that EMA 8. Excellent sign there. Let's take a look at some indicators. We don't have super momentum here, but we're still holding the line. Our strength is still high. This is a good sign. RSI is still above 60. Still plenty of strength. Let's look at our Fisher transform. A little indecisive here. Lower highs, not too much there to take away from. MACD is a little indecisive as well. So I think consolidation here is probably more likely for the next couple of weeks, right? Just slow build up, something like this, and then we can break out, whenever. Alt season kind of hits and Bitcoin dominance tends to top, or at least we have a more concrete top in Bitcoin dominance. Then we'll get some of these coins that have these good setups like start to go again. Sadly, for some of you, like, you're going to have to wait a couple more weeks to months. I still think it's probably going to be mid to late summer, which is July, August, right? We just don't have any clear-cut sign out of Bitcoin dominance topping just yet, and that can take some time. But you want to be in charts that, retest the 21 week and then just, have the phobia of it, right? Get away from it. Stay away from that. Many coins are well under their 21 week or right on it. That's not generally not bad. That's usually most orange coins are kind of battling their 21 week, but the green coins are above all their moving averages, strong uptrends, the pumpamental effect. When it wants to go, it goes. That's what we need to get into. Near is a great one. All right, back to the chat. Polka dot. Yep, it's in orange. You see what we just talked about. It's battling all these moving averages. Moving averages are sideways, which means sideways action. Whichever way your moving averages are going, likely the trend continues. And for this one, which is why it's orange, just in consolidation. This is a very similar vibe to Chainlink, but Chainlink is actually like up in this area again, right? So this kind of rise over here, consolidation, bigger, higher move, come back down, and it's just kind of stayed down here. Moving averages very calm and moving sideways. No momentum for weeks now. But we do have, what do I spy here? Maybe a sign, a good sign here. Fisher transform is just triggered by, and now, even, curving up a little bit more. That's a real good sign. So maybe DOT wakes up here soon. The ADX and DI is as confused as we all are. They're all at the same damn spot. That's pretty rare to get. Not much momentum out of MACD, but it's starting to vibe that way. RSI is still a little weak side, right? It's still on the bear. It wants to be a bull, but it's still on the bear property. It's got to break this side. And for DOT, you can see that's pretty clear level right there. Like, this is where DOT wakes up. 55 RSI on the weekly. Note it. All right. And we got to get back above 760, 770 to get this chart green. Here, let's mark it. If you want a green chart, I don't know what the hell just popped up. Accidentally clicking buttons here. If you want this chart green, that's the way to do it. If we're gonna flip red, right, here's our red zone. So this chart will go red if we go under here. All right, so we're knocking on the door. We're still orange. Start to turn green here. Definitely all green, full bull, back above 860. Injective. We briefly just looked at it, but it's actually one of the few coins that's up today. So the monthly chart, which I put out on X earlier and in our Telegram group, is a bullish retest. What's called a throwback. When you break a key level, like we did here in December, and then you retest that level and hold it, that is usually a very good sign. Certainly, if you could do it on a high time frame. Is the monthly chart a high time frame? Yes. So this is got the works of another epic breakout when it wants to wake up. It's still a little bit of a sleep here. So if we zoom into the weekly, it's trying to wake up, but it really starts to gain some major momentum above like $30, $32. We're knocking on the door of the 21 week, but still you can see all of this time we spent as support around the $31 mark. We got to get back up there. So definitely a good sign. but let's not fade it, right? Let's not give it back away. Let's close the week strong and then do another one. Close above 32 for Injective, and I think we might see some more magic out of Injective. Usually when it breaks local high, it just continues to go, and strong. Again, the best coin of 2023 was Injective out of every crypto asset, certainly with this high market cap. So we hope we see that again. The strongest coins like it to remain strong. Long consolidation, big move down. Once we break, 44, 45, we're probably going to have another batshit crazy run. Probably to knock on the door of the triple digit mark. And maybe not that long of time, right? When Injective goes, it tends to go. All right, another request. I think this is a new coin. I think we've got this one requested yet. Whoops. Is this a stock? I would guess so. GameStop up a subtle 48% today. That's pretty impressive. Weekly. I'm assuming you wanted the stock here. All right, so it looks like we have done this before. Still under our breakout zone, right? We're still under resistance. EMA 100 test, EMA 34 test. Still, stocks tend to respect more SMAs versus crypto EMAs. So that's why if you're wondering why the hell you don't see crypto, any kind of crypto asset kind of disrespecting the 21 EMA like that. Usually it's pretty close to it. So I bet SMA is pretty close, right on it. So until we can get back above 26, 27, I wouldn't get too crazy. I would really like to see this above 30. Obviously, you would as well. But at least you got uptrend, right? Solid uptrend for over a year now. No signs of topping just yet. And I like this zone. We'll flip this back to yellow. Right, that was okay. Render's now back down a little bit. I just have alerts set off so I don't have to stare at my charts like all of you. Checking your phone 78 times a day. Just set some alerts so you don't have to look at it. Right? Just set low alerts, high alerts, and then you can look at it when those go off. Just tip to ease your emotional brain. So we're still good until we go back under 20 for this one. Hey, you're welcome. If I charted Tau, nope, we can do that. I don't think we've looked at that. Flip over to crypto. I guess we have it in here somewhere. I guess it's an orange chart. Let's look at it. We haven't talked about it today, but battling the underside retest of the 21 week. We talked about this in our other coins. Here, look at how well this level's defined though. Resistance, flip to support. Well, that's a good sign. Really, all we have to do is get to 460, and I would put this in the green category. We're not too bad. See how much more we have here. Maybe. So it's less than 10%, and we're back to a green chart here. So looking good. I would downgrade this to probably red if we go back under 350, which I hope we don't do that. Shouldn't. Right? We held the line and all the drops throughout April and May. So good sign there. We're trying to gain some momentum. Fisher wants to try to go, but keeps slipping around. We have some potentials across the board here of it trying to turn the corner. Probably wake up a little bit bigger if we can get back above 460. So I'd set an alert there at 460. Wake up bigger. Look at the volatility on that week. High of 777 and a low of 400. That's pretty impressive. All right, next. Polkadot target. We didn't discuss that. Let's go look at it. Now let me just look. All right, let's quickly do a. We already talked about DOT, if you're wondering, but we did not look at the fib scales. Let's look at those. So from our swing high, our lows, so the 1618 at 300. Not going to get much out of that. I do not think we're going to 300 this cycle. I would just eliminate that. Let's look at, I guess let's look at like the shorter time frame. So our next fib from this move be $18, which kind of makes sense with all of this conjunction or whatever congestion. Let's go with that. Words are hard. The 2618, whoops, 2618 goes, right in line with kind of swing highs, local highs here. All-time highs. See what that would be. That's still over a 5x away. We're going to have to pull in almost a 7x to get to all-time highs. And 11x to get to our 3618. Maybe potentially, but because it's still an orange chart, this is going to be dependent on how it wakes up during the alt season. It's got to move quick. Okay, so let's pay attention to that. If it's still lagging behind, right, it's not being too pumpy so far. That's the word of the day, pumpy. Only 200% was the massive show-off move. That's not very great. Now, if let's say alt season's starting to go and DOT's above $9 and we've upgraded this to a green chart, then maybe it's got a shot. Otherwise, I'd be looking at local highs here, 45, $50 for maybe the peak. Support and resistance altcoin season chart. Are you looking at? We're looking at this. I assume this is what you're talking about. Yeah, you can use support and resistance on anything. Let's look at. So here's the season in altcoin season index. I assume you mean like these lows a little bit. So it seems like the what was that 36 seems to be holding. Yeah, but we've been in a downtrend since when was that? Really, since our early 2024 run when alts were doing really good. Really downtrend since then, and now maybe we're turning the corner after briefly hitting Bitcoin season. But if Bitcoin dominance is going to go to like 60%, this is going to come back down again, which would delay our cycle, which is a good thing in the long run because I think the longer we can take, the higher our coins can go. Or this is the bottom. Bitcoin dominance has already topped or is in process of topping now, and we're getting ready to climb back up these stairs. And maybe by the end of Q3, start of Q4, maybe we can work our way back up here again, and alts are starting to go ballistic. And I do think a lot of alts will go crazier than we've seen so far this cycle. But here's the altcoin year index, and you can see we've really done nothing. Like we haven't even sniffed at an alt season. Versus last cycle, we had 3 massive peaks. So I don't think we're going to get that again. Right? There's too much money here now. And a lot of it's not going to leave Bitcoin to shitcoins anymore. But I still think we'll get up in here somewhere. 60, 70, 80. Maybe at least once. And that'll be good. Don't be too greedy. But this is probably the last cycle we're going to see 100x's on the regular. And not that that's regular, but I doubt we'll never see 100x again after this cycle. All right, where are we at now? Damn it, dogs. Dogs they're all under my desk. And I just keep running into me. They're hungry. They usually eat around 4. If you missed the live stream yesterday, about halfway through, I had my biggest dog on. He's all brown. He weighs like 100 pounds. He's 100 pounds of solid muscle. We did injective a little bit earlier. VeChain. Maybe we'll do all that. Yep. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you, sir. CHF. All right, Axel, we can do Axel. Let me do that. Let me cover our super chatter first. Let's look at it. A new request. So kudos. Let's see what we can grade it. Weekly chart. Obviously downtrend, but not much history, so you don't want to be too harsh on these coins. Right? If they don't have a ton of history, you can kind of cut them some slack. I assume we don't have more history anywhere else. Let's just check Bybit first. There we go. We do have some. Okay, so Binance, shame on you. Not much history there, so looking better here. Probably still gonna end up being a B chart. To be an A chart, you gotta be above all your moving averages, but not terrible. Let's see what we've done here from our lows in October. So nice move, right? Good strong moves. That's good. And we have a strong support base here down here. Right? Higher low, subtle, even though it's a subtle, right? You can put on the closing prices. You can see a little bit higher low. We still are battling though on our bullish moving average. You can see we rejected right the 21 week right there. Now back down, holding the 50 week in the green. Same time as support. So this is where we would get concerned if it goes back under like these low closes right here. So that closed at 89 cents. This one closed at 89 cents. So you guessed it. I would set an alert at 89 cents. If that goes off, probably cut your losses there. Because I don't know how much lower it could go. There's no more support really. I mean, maybe you got that to hang on to. But really these opens, like if it could go down to 60 cents, it could go lower, right? Not saying it's going to, right? Hopefully the low is in, right? And if Bitcoin low is in, most of these altcoins lows are going to be in as well. So 84 cents is the low. Hopefully that's it. If we go back down, right, that needs to hold again. If we go up, we could start to turn much more bullish here above like $1.20. And certainly if you take out this high close at $1.27, that'd be great because there's, again, not much resistance to the upside. Then we can look at all-time highs again. So this one, these newer coins that didn't experience the whole cycle or any of the last cycle definitely could be like the black cat firework in the room and could go off, right? Certainly you want to look at, did they pump 2x or did they pump 5x or more? 5x you generally want from October to your March highs. If your coin didn't 5x from there, it's a little on the slow side. This one did almost a 9x. Okay, great. Get back above $1.20 and then we can start to fly more. All right. All right, what else we got? CKB, VeChain. Let's go to VeChain. And look at, I think it's on the red list here. Maybe not. Alrighty, may have just deleted it. Patience is appreciated. All right, it was on the orange. My bad. Maybe we upgraded it. Go look at the difference. Knocking on the 21 week, above the 100 week. That's important, right? Some coins are still under that. It's above the 200 week. Here's our support zone. That's got to hold 50 week right there, 32 cents. Again, we can probably flip this even green. We can like start to close above 38 cents or so, right? So fingers crossed there. Let's look at our Fibonacci. See what we are to get back to highs. We 7x to get back to highs. We could possibly do that. Are we going to get to $1.84? Another 50x plus from here? I don't foresee that happening. But crazier shit has happened. I mean, it did do well last cycle. Let's see what it did from the pandemic lows to the highs. It did very well. Yeah, nice. 17,000, almost 18,000%. So maybe if something really catches fire and they do some kind of signing besides the UFC. If you don't watch UFC, like they're all over the octagon in the UFC, the fighting. But So if they can get something other than that going, maybe we got some hopes. But otherwise, you know, some of these coins, another 7x from here, that's pretty solid, right? You can't be too disappointed with that. Certainly, like if you got these lows, you're that's a 20x back to highs from the lows this cycle, over a 20x. That's pretty good for coins that have been around already. 20x from the bottom. So to think you're going to do much more than that is a little bit of the BitBoy mentality. So I doubt it's going to do another 14,000x from the bottom to the 1618. So in which case, like if we're not going to get that high, where could we possibly go? We're in the short term. I'm glad you asked. Let's look at the fib scale here from our swing low to highs. I think that's right. So we have the 1618 here, next area of interest. You want to see if any of these line up with key levels over here, which not so far. 7.5 cents. Yeah, VeChain. This is probably pretty big. Like the 13, 14 cent area. 786 there in the 2618. You got all-time highs at the 3618 here. 423. So this might be good targets somewhere in here for the end of cycle. Right? Keep in mind, this is over a 20x from the bottom, right in here. All right. CKB for Captain Chris. Good chart. Green chart. What we like to see. Looking good. Bounce off. Look at how textbook perfectly this held the 21 week. All a good sign of strength. The 618 back over here, holding above that. Look at the wick. Look at the wick down right here. Exactly to the 618. Can't even make that up. Looking at, we knocked on the door already of all-time highs. We just got to open it next time, right? In which case, it's probably coming. So let's look at our October. Can we move? Yeah, we can move. We can do a subtle 15.5x. Almost 1,500% high to low. Another good sign. This is a strong chart. One of the strongest we've looked at today so far. To all-time highs again. We got another, it's nothing. 2.5x. So could we get to the 618 here? 1618? We're looking at another 1,600%. Yeah, I think we could probably do that. 30 cents. I like that move. Another 17x. 18x, excuse me. That's pretty exciting. Certainly if you got in back here, you're probably going to do quite well this cycle. And still from the cycle lows to there is still only 14,000%. I say only because many coins last cycle did like 25, almost 30,000. Matic did 27,000, I think. There's several coins that have knocked on those 15, 20,000% already. So, excuse me, 1,500. I mean, this one's already done 1,500%, right? Look at that. So 16x already. Could do another one for sure. So great looking chart, certainly because it's an A chart. Now a red chart, thinking that you're going to do all this, right? There's a difference. Hopefully you're seeing that structurally this looks great. It can move, right? It's proven that. Like I think Polkadot's move was 200%, right? This move is 1,500%. So I don't think Polkadot is going to get to its 1618. It was like $300 too, right? This one can get to its 1618. Great chart. Good request. Let's scroll down here. Sorry if I'm behind in the chat a little bit. Gotta scroll around and catch up. Okay, I'm good. Yeah, go ahead and make that 5-day dog coin for me. I'll chart it. I can back it. All right. Let's see. Where are we? Jasmy. I think we covered Jasmy pretty much every chat here. QI, I saw that in the request. There it is. Jesus. All right. Jasmine, again, one of the strongest coins, again, chart. I mean, just look at the charts. It's at, local highs, breaching 2022 highs. Not many coins are there. Knocking on the door of the one at the 618 at what, 5.5 cents? Not too far from that. So we got 42% more to there. That would be our next area of interest. To the high side, to the low side, if we come back down, ideally for the bulls to remain in ultimate control, that needs to hold there, right? Previous breakout. So a throwback, right, which we looked at Injective kind of doing something like this on the monthly scale, comes back down and holds, and then, trampoline effects again, right? So if it goes down, that's where you want to hold. 800% move plus, that's a good sign. Holding the 20, it hasn't even touched the 21 week. Look at that. The closing prices haven't even got close. Another strong bullish sign. Breakout, easy breakout, didn't even look back. Not much you could say bad about this one. The only thing would be like, well, it should be closer to its all-time highs, right? But it's it didn't do a whole cycle last time, so no fault there. We got 800% to get to new all-time highs. Then we have the 750 level, which that seems pretty crazy. I don't know if we're going to do that high, but so we're looking at, another 20 plus X to there. But look at our lows. Potentially. No, never mind. That's 200. I thought it was 27,000. That's 278,000. So pretty much no shot there. I would go with something more realistic. Maybe I think we talked about this yesterday, around the 70-cent mark. Maybe something in there. That would be like one of the best performing alts of last cycle. So that's all we really have to go off of. 26,000%, 27,000%, something in that area. 75 cents. Still though, I mean, that gets you still another 16, 17x from here. Pretty great. All right. QI. I think I saw it down here. And we'll just find it to save some time. There we go. All right, orange chart, but in process of trying to make a green chart. So we could probably flip this to green if we could just close above this blue 100 week EMA. I'd have no problem upgrading that to green. Let's see what the pumps are. 700%, right? Nice moves, right? So all the makings of a good coin here. What we don't want to see, if Bitcoin tops out and goes down, right? We see what I'm seeing here, right? We want to avoid this. The neckline would be right there. So that would be a red chart immediately if we flip that. So be aware. Okay, so that's where we turn red, where we turn green. Just close above that. Good to go. We can eliminate these guys. We don't need that. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but just always in the back of my mind. Always have bullish and bearish biases going on in your head. You shouldn't always be leaning bullish or bearish ever, even in a bear market, even in the ultimate bull market. Where does your idea fail? Where should you be exiting? Okay, there we go. We start to get terrible back below here. We start to get great above here. Again, I don't like to do fibs on these opening candles like this. So I would not pay much attention to this. But just for shits and giggles, look at where we're at. Yeah, that's a little too much. Probably not. Let's remove that. Let's look at, let's just say this move real quick. Maybe we'll go off of this move. A little bit deeper. Right, so look at that. Look at the 1618 right in line with this bear market high here. Definitely going to be an area I'd be watching right there. when we get up there, right? We still have a little bit of ways to go. But we're looking at, 240%, 3.5x. Right, you get up there, then you got your 2618 is kind of right in line with all-time highs. 3618, we can get up there. Let's see how much more we have to go. Potentially, we can get up there. But here's some a little bit more realistic expectations versus 100,000% moves. All right. All right, scrolling down. Oh, did my alt season index chart glitch out? I probably haven't refreshed it. Good lookout. All right, let's look at it. Yeah. All right, good thing you mentioned that. Well, I did say we could possibly go back down here if Bitcoin dominance continues higher. Kind of done exactly that. So if you're wanting your alts to move, this has to go the other way. We can't be going down and thinking, like, what's going on with my alts? This is what's going on with your alts. It's like literally telling you. We start to see up here. We go back this way. Take out 40, whatever the hell that top is, 43. I guarantee you alts will start moving big time if we get above 43 again. Watch. 50. This is where we start to ignite rocket fuel up in 60 area. We start to get yellow. That's why these are color coded this way. Right now, it's Bitcoin's time. Again. So just patience. We got to see this turn back the other way for alts to do anything. Okay. Thanks for the refresh. I'll try to remember to do that. Yeah. All right. Good looking out. Okay. Good question. So which data relies on the altcoin season index? I'm glad you asked. Go back and look at it. If you scroll down, you go on this blockchaincenter.net alt season index and scroll down more. Top 50 performance over the last season. 90 days is a season, right? It says right there. And you can see which ones have outperformed Bitcoin. If you scroll down further, if 75% of the top 50 coins perform better than Bitcoin over the last season, 90 days, it's altcoin season. Excluded from the top 50 are stable coins and asset-backed tokens. There you go. Good question. Look at Toncoin. Oh my God. Starting to outperform a lot. But most Pepe, Whiff, Floki, they got 5 in the top 10 of meme coins. All right. Bitcoin dropping a bit. Getting some more alerts firing off. Go back up here. We'll take a peek at Bitcoin real fast. All right, so Bitcoin needs to kind of hold here. And doesn't seem like it's listening to me. So the 4-hour chart, we would like to close, well, we just opened. So we might wick down to like here. This high wick here for Bitcoin. Maybe we wick down in that area, but we need to close here to kind of maintain our bullish momentum. Look like we did back here, right? See this? Way back on Tuesday. Tag of the 21, bounce back up. So we can come down here. That's fine, even if we go down 69. But if we go to the daily chart, right, we're still good there. Look at that. Same line from the 4-hour. EMA 8, 69.5. Bulls are still in charge on the daily chart until we close under 67. So you can note that if you want. 67K is where the bears start to take over a little bit bigger. All right. What else we got? All right. That's a new coin. Do that. Oh. All right, weekly chart. The 200 week is up here, so I assume we've got some data on this one. Might be able to get a fib extension here. Let's see what we are capable of doing. 700%, pretty nice. Battling the 21 week right now. Range lows from the bear market. We're still right there. So I'll probably do an orange chart for now. Green. We can make this a green great chart. If we get back above, I would go like the 4,000 level. Let's close back above here. Right, that's where we turn green. And I would turn red if we, certainly if we close under that. That'd be bad. Okay, but until then, like, got the makings of, we're not that far from green, but we're about equal from red or green. So orange is perfect for this one. We're kind of equidistant from turning another color. Let's see what our fib shows. Let's see what we got to get back to all-time highs. 800% there. Then from here to our 1618, is that doable? 8,000%. That's pretty strong to do that in the later half of the season here. I don't know if we can get that high. That's 25,000, almost 30,000%. That'd be a tall ask. Maybe something between that. Maybe 10 cents. How does that make you feel? 10 cents do it for you? That would get that's still pretty good from here. That's still a 30x. Yeah. So decent looking coin, just a good chart. Been around a little bit. Obviously, look how well it went last cycle. That was pretty nice. 3,900% in 90 days during peak alt season. Not likely going to do that again, but 10 cents. I would still find that hard to believe. If we can get back above this 4,000 mark in the next handful of weeks, maybe we got a chance to really pick up the pace. But until then, orange chart. Let's check back in on this maybe next week. AVAX, good request. AVAX has got probably one of the most obscure, confusing charts out of any crypto that I've seen. Nothing really rhymes or makes sense. There's no really key levels. Like, why is it here? Like below these highs, but it got above here, and that was these kind of swing lows, kind of swing highs. Really odd. Battling the 21 week still underneath it, kind of compressing between the 34 and the EMA 21, the 4. I mean, they're all right there. Sideways. This would be our red level, really. If we break this, we come back under. It only closes, right? We're talking about close. If it closed under 31, that would be a concern. Otherwise, we should lean higher. Close above like 38, 39, and we can maybe even get this to a green chart. I would like to really kind of take out that high wick. So, let me just get back above all the moving averages, really. That's where we could probably paint it green there. 39. All right, looking pretty good. No momentum. Fisher transforms down still. MFI still dropping. RSI is kind of right indecisive, right? You want your RSI like mid 50s, upper 50s, or higher. You need it strong. You can think of this as, health of your coin. Higher the better. What else? AVAX, what has it done? 600% for as high a market cap as AVAX is pretty impressive. Kind of along the lines of Chainlink here. All right. Looks pretty good. Keep it going. Don't have much data here to work off of. Fib extension's not going to really help you because I don't really trust these opening candles. But let's look at it. So what, 150% there. 3618, there you go. So all these certainly have potential. It's a new coin. We don't have anything to really go off of. So another 40x to the 423. Maybe, but I would certainly pay attention at these other levels a little bit. right? If we don't like that, let's see what a more localized fib extension would be. These are a little bit better, at least more trustworthy in the short time frame. So look at that, the 1618 topped out right at it. See that? 2618, 185, 3618, 277, and 356 for the 423. So yeah, no doubt that all those will fall, right? Obviously, but just areas of interest there. If we move down, we're looking to hold. Ideally, we'd like to hold this zone, which this high from opening and that one there. Now this is also on Coinbase. We might have more history somewhere else, but for now, we can look at that, right? So this would ideally need to hold. We could wick down to like the EMA 8, even down here, but just for the ultimate bulls to still be here, right? You'd want to see that hold, at least the EMA 8. All right. Okay. Chart wise. I mean, you got to lean, even though it's new, it's still like it's almost been in price discovery already. So I would go green here. That's good. Good start there. I don't think I rated this one. Really, still too new. So we'll go orange here. All right. Right, another pretty good looking chart here. Retest of the 21 and holding above all moving averages, looking good. Our swing lows here, that's our zone. We didn't even approach that, so that's good. And we could even come down in here again with a wick and be okay. 35 cents is probably where we need to hold for the bulls to remain in charge. So still relatively newer coin. This is about a minimum history I like to see to really kind of chart something. It's still not much though. Give our October lows to highs. Nice moves as well. So it's strong when it wants to move. Momentum's getting lower and lower. Trying to fight though. Fisher Transform just signaled a trigger buy there. So we'll see if we can get some follow up. But we have an argument out of the MACD. It's crossing down. The momentum there to the downside. But our strength that we just talked about, high 50s, borderline 60, so good strength there. So if we get a move up, our next target, 65 cents, obviously. Green. I don't know how you can't put that green. Above all moving averages, good pump effect. Respecting the 21 week. These are all good check marks. Healthy. All right. I think it's just over an hour now. Got a couple things that I got to get done. So we'll do the rest either tomorrow or early next week. Thanks for watching. Join our Telegram if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Get your grandma, your dog, cat, and parrot to join next time so we can get some more people in here. I'll keep doing these as long as people keep showing up. Appreciate your time. And I will see you on the next one. Thanks so much for the super chat. And peace out.